You're welcome to our part 2 of this session, exterior rendering. By the end of this video, you are going to learn how to texture like a pro. Okay? This particular method of texturing, it's an advanced method such that it will make your 3D look very, very realistic. This is the difference between the basic rendering you've been doing and the high quality rendering you admire when I post. So you're welcome. Let's get started. First thing first, let's apply our white on this. Okay. Then we are going to go to material, get material. Okay, this is the default PV material. And then we are going to change it to this. Our white is not usually at this end, it's actually at this end. So recently I've even reduced it to this 190 or 195, depends. 195 rather. Okay. Then when I just apply on it. Okay. Let's see our test rendering. So you can see what our white looks like. I like it like this. We can even maybe make it 200. Just leave it like this. Okay. Okay. So now that's fine. In most cases, I usually like to add our V-ray depth. Okay. So I just added V-ray depth now, and I like to reduce the depth a little bit. You can use this color for depth, or you have a depth material, map material. Okay. I don't want to go through that process. Let me just leave it like that. I would like to just leave this at 5. Okay. Increase the subdivision to 8. This white here, since we used 200, you can just you can just change it to 200, or you just copy the color and paste. Okay. If you're not the type that use color, this code's number, just copy this white here, go in here and paste. Now for the glass, so we can use our glass from the preset, or we create our own glass. For this particular purpose, because I don't like to use clear glass, I'm going to create a settings by myself. Then you add the reflection a little bit and drag that to the middle for the refraction. As you can see the glass right now, this is what it looks like. I'm going to uncheck this so that it will actually behave like a glass. So that's that. So I will select this and apply to our glass. As you can see, our glass and our window are the same. Okay. I like to have my railing different and my normal glass different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach this glass. It was a mistake from ArchiCAD. So you can see from here, I was supposed to, they have the same glass material. So you can see. So I will select all this, isolate. Okay, just right click and isolate. And then I'll detach this and this, which is our railing. So click, go here, select. Okay. Let's press P on our keyboard so it will take us to perspective so that we can rotate easily without touching the camera. As you can see that it's showing white, that's because of our HDRI. You can turn it off, turn this off, which is the environment background is on, turn it off to solid. Okay. And then start selecting our glass again. Sorry. Go to modify, click this. Okay. That's our railing. I think that's the only place we have railing. think so. I just hope so. So I'll detach it. Okay, don't check anything here, just detach. And then go back to our camera, press C on our keyboard and end isolation. As you can see, we have successfully detached the railing. Let me make a copy. Let me copy this out. Okay, copy this out. All right, and then maybe paste it here. Okay, I just want to have a copy of it. Paste it here. Okay, as you can see that they are sharing the same material. What we are going to do now is I just detached the railing from the glass. Okay, from the windows. Now I'm going to create a new material for this one. What I will do is I will make a copy of it, copy it, and then go to material, get material, and then paste it. Okay, paste a copy of it. Now I've pasted a copy of it. All I need to do is assign to this railing to make it different. Now if I adjust the setting of this, I just assigned it now. If I adjust the setting, it will affect only the railing, okay? Okay, so this one, we are going to increase the refraction a little bit. Okay, and that's that. So for the window wood, we are going to select this. Okay, and I'm going to click this white, which I'm going to use for my window wood. But because I don't want them to have the same material, just in case I want to change the colors, I'm just going to copy this and get a new material and then paste it here. Okay, you can use one slot, okay, and paste it here and then assign to the window. It has already assigned and it's a different color material. Okay, if you change the color, you will see that it's actually very different. So you can see it's different. So let's can undo or just take it back to 200. Okay, and that's that. Then let's assign material to this wood here. We create a wood, create material, okay, get a material, and then we start looking for a texture to use. Or we can even get a wood material from here. There are a lot of wood material from V-Ray Material Library browser. Let's see what this wood looks like. Let's see what this wood looks like. So I think this one looks good. I'm just going to drag and drop into the pot. So I'm going to assign to it. Okay, just assign to it like so. I'll press P on my keyboard, and then when I press P, make sure you select something on the scene, okay, on the project, and then you press Z to zoom to that which you selected. All right. Now this is the wood that I want to use. I'm going to make it show. So you can see the scale is really not really showing. All I'm going to do is I'm going to apply UVW map on it and then change this to box. I'm just going to change this to 1 first. So I'm just going to change this to 1 to see if I will see the grains. Now you can see that the grains are showing and it looks very nice. That's it right there. So we can also go ahead and increase it to 2 a bit. Okay, I think this is okay. Let's go back to our camera. Press C on your keyboard. I like to see if the settings of the reflection is okay. I think it's okay. All right. For this purpose, I will create or just use what is on 3DMAX to create textures. Okay. And then let's see if the other stuff is okay. I think they're okay. I think they are okay. All right, this is fine. So the next thing is we create a texture for this wood. So you can see this wood and this one here, they are sharing the same texture, but I don't want to use the same texture for it. I want to use this different texture for this and different texture for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to detach this. Select it and go to this, select this, detach. Okay, don't select anything here, just detach it and go back. Okay, now this is it. This is it. Wait, let me see if I'm selecting the right thing. Let me isolate it. I've isolated it, so I'm going to detach it. Detach. Okay, so I can select this only. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a material, view a material, and I'm going to look for a texture. Then I will use general and go to bitmap and get a texture for my material library. So this is the wood I want to use. I'll just select this one right now. Then I'll select this and apply to it. As you can see. So I'll increase the tile a little bit. Now the second thing is I'll copy this. I'll just drag and paste. Okay. And I'll make it a copy of it because I want to change it to the black and white texture that I have in my browser. Okay, so this is it. I'll just open it and go back. The same thing, I'll go down to the maps and I will just drag into the bob and make it instant. So I'll reduce this to 10. Let's see what it looks like. I'll reduce it to 35. Okay. So I'll change this to 8.8, the 0.8 rather. Then you'll check this. This is because I want it to be glossy, okay? As you can see the glossiness, we can reduce it to 0.75 if the glossiness is too much. Okay, so if you think it's also too much, you can reduce this to 25. It doesn't have to be too reflective or too glossy. Okay, so we can just drag this to the glossiness, make it instance, and reduce it to 35. Okay, so you always see the output of what you're doing. Okay, as you can see, our texture looks very, very good. Now, for this diffuse, which is also this, okay, I'm going to go in here. I want to add V-Ray depth. I love to add V-Ray depth on my materials. So I'm going to click this, click that, okay, and collapse this, go to V-Ray, and you see V-Ray depth, okay. You make sure you say keep old material as sub map, okay. Now that's that. It has our material still remains in this unoccluded color, okay. Now from here, I also want to add, or let me change this depth. This is the depth. I want to change this depth to this color scheme, okay. So I'm going to select that and change it to this something close to brown, like so. Okay, I'll go back to this, enter into this texture, and I'll click this again. I want to add color correction, okay. Make sure you keep the old map, okay. The reason I want to add color correction is I might want to add reduce the saturation a bit, like 15. Okay, you see it has reduced, so let me just make it 10. Okay, So let's go back to our 3D. You can go to parent, go back, like so. And this is the final part. Okay. Now this is the difference between compact and slate. You go back. But for slate, you see everything. With time, I'm going to also start using slate, but for now, let me use what I am used to. Okay. And that's that. I think, are you sure this is the texture? Let me isolate this and see. Wow. Okay. Let's see, apply this. Okay. Apply and end. Let's take a test rendering and see what we're even doing. Okay. Looks good. So I'm going to use this texture for this particular one here. Okay. As you can see, there is a material here that is supposed to be using this particular one here. And I don't want that. This is a step. It is supposed to be tiles. So I'm going to detach this and we're going to isolate this first. Click, go to our modify here, select this, okay, and detach. All right, and you go back. This is alone now. Just make the gizmo come to the center, and that's that. So end isolation, okay, and then this material, you select it so I can get the material, copy it, okay, get a new material. You can see I've just been using one slot. You can use one slot, but that does not take away the material you have created on this, okay? So I'm going to get a new material. So I'm going to copy, paste that material that I copy from here. Paste a copy of it, okay? Make sure you paste a copy of it because I want to edit it so that it will not affect this. Now I want to add a color correction map. Okay, I'm going to click this and add color correction. Make sure you keep this, okay? And then I want to darken it a bit and reduce the saturation a bit so it doesn't look like a weird wood. So I'm going to come here, go back to parent and paste it, okay? Now we need to add UVW map on it, add our UVW map on it. But let's even see what we are doing. Isolate this, press P on your keyboard so that it will take you, and press Z on your keyboard so it will take you close to what we are doing. And then let's see what we are even doing. Go to the map. As you can see, we just added a UVW map. We have not changed it to box. We have not changed the scale. Maybe let's put 2. Our previous experience 2 was showing. So this is it. And I think it's okay. The grains are okay and they are all vertical. Okay. And that's fine. So we go back to our camera by pressing C on our keyboard and that's it. Okay. Let's see what we have with our rendering. As you can see, it looks very, very nice. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to reduce the saturation a little bit more. From 70. All right, that's fine. So let us texture our door. We are still going to use this material. Okay, I'll make a copy of it. And this door here, I'll just paste. Now this is why I like to use compact, okay? Instead of me using this assign material to selection, I can just click this, copy this material right now, and just click this door and paste it. Like this one here, I think this is tiles. Okay, like this is an existing texture that I have here. I can just copy this now and paste here. As you can see, it is easy. I'm so sorry for the background noise. I'm very, very sorry, okay? I just hope my voice is louder than the background noise we are hearing, okay? So I just copied that material to this, and it is a copy. So I'm going to add UVW map on it, and we are going to change the scale to 2 since 2 works very, very fine. I'm going to press P on my keyboard and Z to bring us close to the wood itself, to the door rather. And then next thing, as you can see, our grain is vertical. I want it to be horizontal. We can change it here like this. I hope this is what I'm doing. Okay. We can change it. No, I didn't create this, so let me just leave it. I'm not going to change it from here. Okay. But I believe there should be, you can change it from here. I hope so. Okay. So we can change it from here. I just change it. But if you change it here, you have to also change it in the other materials they use here. As you can see, they have a lot of sub stuff. You have to change it here. But if you don't want to go through all this, okay, since we used UVW map here, we can just rotate. You can just rotate the gizmo. Okay, let me show you how to rotate. When you click the gizmo, open, make it collapse, open this, click this, and then you select rotate. And when you select, you rotate the gizmo, your texture would rotate. Okay, so that's for that. Let me undo and just leave it at what we were doing before by changing the figure to 900. No, to 90 rather. So sorry. Okay, and the bob also, go to the bob and change it to 90. Okay, so it's either, if you have a lot of all these sub unplugged on some of these things and you think you don't want to go through the stress of going one by one to change the figure, because sometimes you might even forget, just rotate the gizmo. Okay, and then I want to have this as black. Okay, I'm going to make a copy of it, copy it and paste it. Select that first and then paste it here. Paste a copy of it so that we can change the color. Okay, now go to the diffuse, add a color correction so that we can change it, and keep this. So just change it to dark. Okay, I want to use something like looks like black, so this is okay for me. Okay, now that's it. And I have a stainless material here existing, but I'm going to create one for us. So there's a glass here. So for that, I'm going to select this. This is why I still like compact. Okay, I'm going to select that, copy, click this and paste. Successful, just like that. And this is stainless. Okay, this is the diffuse is black and the reflection is like this, and this is 0.8 and unchecked. So nothing much to know about it. So I'm just going to click this and paste instance. Okay, so you can see this one is white. Now this one is white and we have white here already, so I'm just going to select it, click this stainless and just, sorry, oh, I can't do that because they are sharing the same material, so I have to isolate. Okay, but before I do that, let us apply materials on this one here. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to select this, isolate, P on our keyboard and Z, so we can push, don't have to change the camera direction. So this is what we want to detach. select this. I think there is one more. Select this, and detach. That's the handle, okay? Detach. So let's make the gizmo be at the center by selecting center. Okay, go back to our material, which is this, and just assign it, okay? That's fine. So end isolation, and our 3D is looking really, really nice, okay? Let us add the texture for this tyrolene, okay? Let's click this is tyrolene, okay? They get a material, view. I have some tyrolene texture. Here you have this tyrolene here. Just click OK. Okay. I'm going to assign it to it. Yeah, just assign. So our texture, I think our texture is good. Sorry. Okay. Let's just reduce this so that it will be. Let's increase it a bit. 0.5. 0.5. Okay. So we are going to add Bob. Okay. So what I usually do, but before I do that, let me increase this so we can see our effect, the effect of the Bob. Okay. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to add it here. Okay. And secondly, I always feel like this is not enough to create the Bob with just Bob. This is not enough. What I usually do, I just click this, and I go to V-Ray, normal map. Make sure you keep old map. Okay. Now you can see that this is not a normal map. All right. And I'll just put it here, swap it to be at this place. So I'll make this 2 to increase the Bob a little. And then our Bob normal, I would change it to something around 80. You can see this one, if I change it to 3 now, it will be, you can see. So that's basically how I usually add Bob. So let me just leave it at 2. So if I'm not so comfortable with this particular Bob, what I do is I add a color correction to it. Okay, so I now change it to monochrome. And then what I do is I take the saturation down to make it black. And then I start increasing some of all this. Contrast to create a sort of black and white stuff so that the bulb will be strong. As you can see, you will notice that the colors is being affected, and that's because we are working with an instance of the map of this tyrolene map. So what I'm going to do now is, first thing, I'm going to copy this. Okay, I'm going to cut it, and then paste a copy instead. Okay, I'm going to paste a copy, or before we paste the copies, you can see the Bob on it. Let me increase this to show you. So you can see the Bob. Okay. So let's also adjust this color correction. Let's see if it is going to be affecting our bulb. You can see it's affecting it a little. Okay. So that's that. Let's go back. And then, I have cut this. So I'm going to paste it again. But if I want to paste, I'll paste a copy so that it will be a copy instead of instance. Okay. Now, since it's a copy, I'll go in it and I'll change settings here that was there before. Change it to 00000. Okay. This is what it looks like before. So we have to render first to see what it looks like before we start making any adjustment on the color. There's our tyroline. It's still dark. I want it to be a little lighter. So I'm going to change this to 5. So you can see it's now getting lighter. You can even change it to 8. Let me make it 10. I think it's okay like this. As you can see, our 3D is looking really, really nice. And then I've already textured this, which I might not be satisfied, but it still look good. Let's texture again. These tiles, change the tiles to let me use a lighter one. As you can see, it's just a plain tiles, okay? So we can create a tile. I'm going to leave this here and just use another box. You get a material, view a material. Click this and get a material again. We are going to get tiles. Okay, that's it. And it has to be stack bond. Okay, collapse. This is where you place your map. If it is a map that is seamless, okay, you can just use this. But if it's a map that is not seamless, I prefer to use very bitmap so that you can add randomizer to it. Okay, let's use this one because the map I'm using is okay. This one, let's use this one. Okay, as you can see, that's that. So we go back, and the line, as you can see, the spacing for these tiles. That's the color right there. We can make the line lighter, a little bit close. Okay, this is fine. Same, reduce it. Okay. So having done this, we will need to add a reflectiveness. Just increase this a little bit, or forget about this for now. I'm just going to drag this and paste here, make a copy of it, okay? You can see the reflectiveness is showing now. So having a copy of it, and I'm going to drag here and paste here, instance, okay? And check this. I'll just remove this, okay? And then change this to 0.08, okay? Or 0.086. Let's go to our bop map. This is a bop map here. So this is a bop map, okay? You can also go here and add it from here, okay? They are the same thing. So we are just going to drag this and paste here. I'm going to make a copy of it, okay? And you see that because our texture is there, the floor is now rough. So we are going to get into it and disable it or delete it, whatever you want. So I'm going to change this to white and change this to black. Okay. And then I'll go back. I'll reduce the number to 15. Okay. I might change this color to a little bit lighter. Okay. So now we have successfully created floor tiles. So we are going to copy this material, paste it on this. Okay. Now let's see what it is, what it looks like. Isolate it, P on your keyboard, Z to zoom closer, and then click this to see what our tiles looks like. As you can see, the tiles is too small, so we are going to add UVW map to it and change this to maybe 600. 600 is too small. Let's make it 1000. Okay. And that's fine. So if you are not comfortable with the way your mapping is, you can always shift it. Let's push this gizmo down here. Okay. Yeah, just shifted here. So I'm going to change it. Still there. I'm going to push it down here. So it's not moving, but it's okay. The reason it's not moving is because this is the middle of it. So I'm just going to, I want to move the gizmo. I actually want to see it while doing it, but there's no problem. So I'm going to just, since I can't see it, I'm just going to right click on this to bring out this. Okay. So we move. Now you can see that 1000 is even small, and I want to use big tiles. So I'm going to make it 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that when we shift, it will fit. Now that's good. Okay. Now I think we are almost done with the body of this. So our test rendering, you can see. Now that's nice. In our next video, we are going to arrange our landscape and add features, shrubs, and whatnot to our landscape. And if you're new here, kindly subscribe to the channel. So I'll see you in my next one. Thank you so much.